My name is Kelly Dixie. I'm the Senior Director of Communications here at Berkeley College. And on behalf of myself and our Berkeley College team, which has been putting together this Women's Entrepreneurship Week event for 10 years, I have been here since the beginning. I would like to welcome you to Berkeley College. If you would like to share today's event on social media, we are at Berkeley College, hashtag WEW2025, and it's going to be an exciting evening. I'd like to thank our sponsors, KGM Consulting, Lovely Wine, the wonderful Mira Garba in the back. On Professional Women's Initiative, ShopRite of Little Falls. I would also like to thank our community partners, the North Jersey Gateway, Hudson County, Woodbridge Metro, Chambers of Commerce, many Chambers of Commerce, and the Newark Regional Business Partnership, and our media partner, Tap Into. And I would also like to thank our audience on behalf of the Berkeley College Foundation. Our Executive Director, Ellen Zidis, is here tonight. We ran the program a little differently this year than we typically do because it was the 10th anniversary and we wanted to do something special. So this year, ticket sales to go to support the Berkeley College Foundation and its effort to provide resources to our students, including scholarships and supporting our campus food pantries. So thank you. Also, I encourage you to stick around to the end of the event where we'll be raffling off some Berkeley giveaways and a few bottles of lovely wine. So stick around for that. If you didn't get a ticket on the way in, you can check in with our registration desk at the door. Women's Entrepreneurship Week was founded in 2015 as part of a global initiative to address gender disparities in business and entrepreneurship. Since that time, more than 200 women have shared their voices during our Berkeley College WEW events, instilling confidence, sharing resources, and building the bridge of mentorship to our students, alumni, and aspiring entrepreneurs in the community. Over the course of the evening, I encourage you to take a closer look at the displays along our wall over here, where we have reprinted our event posters from the past 9 years, celebrating the remarkable women who have so generously shared their stories. In the past, our Women's Entrepreneurship Week events have focused on the themes of mentorship, owning your story, and finding your big idea. This year, as we celebrate the program's 10th anniversary, we focus on trailblazers of today and leaders of tomorrow. And a little later, we will introduce you to marketing expert Stella Cicarone, whose impact, creativity, and drive easily make her a trailblazer of today. But first, I would like you to meet one of our leaders of tomorrow, Ashley Martinez. Ashley is a first-generation college student, a proud Latina, and a small business owner in the beauty space. Here at Berkeley College, she is pursuing a degree in justice studies with the goal of becoming an advocate for victims, helping them find peace after trauma. Ashley believes that change is not only possible, but should be embraced, and that women belong in all spaces. I am proud to introduce Ashley Martinez.
Good evening, everyone. It is a blessing and honor to be here with you all. My name is Ashley Martinez, and I am a criminal justice student pursuing a dream in victim advocacy here at Berkeley College. I am also an entrepreneur and a small business owner like many of you. I'd like to start by thanking our faculty, staff, students, alumni, and business leaders who have joined us tonight. Thank you to our president, Dr. Diana Racinos, and our provost, Patty Greer, and for being here to show your support of women in business. And to our keynote speaker, Stella Cicarone, for not only sharing your time, but also your experiences with the audience. Let's give them a round of applause. I first applied to Berkeley College in early 2024, but my enrollment stalled because I did not believe I was capable or equipped to go back to school, but one woman did. 9 months later, when I felt truly ready, I reached out to an associate here at Berkeley, and she encouraged me. Because one woman believed in me, I decided to believe in myself. I currently serve as a federal work study to the Career Services Department here at Berkeley, assisting students in reaching their career goals. I have dedicated over 8 years as a cosmetologist and 5 years as a small business owner focused on my niche, eyelash extensions, servicing hundreds of clients, focusing not only on providing an experience, but also a safe space where women feel empowered, confident, and heard. I also train beginners and experienced artists on fresh techniques to evolve their businesses. While my career in cosmetology is coming to an end, another door of empowerment and service is opening. I've always had a passion to help others and seek justice. Berkeley College has made it possible to gain the knowledge, experience, and opportunities needed to one day reach my goals. As a first-generation Latina, I have luckily been surrounded by resilient women. The first place belongs to my mother, a woman who sacrificed everything to make sure I succeed. Then came teachers, professors, and others who remained silent, but their lives spoke volumes. Events and programs like Women Entrepreneurship Week are necessary. Whether you are a student still finding your path, a mother balancing responsibility, or a professional carving out a space in your field, you belong here and your dreams are valid. I encourage everyone to listen closer to the program, ask questions, and learn how they've risen in their careers. Together, we are rewriting what strength, grace, and success look like in business. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. We appreciate you being here today to share your story and represent our Berkeley College student entrepreneurs. At this time, I would like to introduce our student's biggest advocate, who has been a champion of Women's Entrepreneurship Week since its inception, Dr. Diane Racinos, president of Berkeley College.
Thank you, Kelly. Good evening, everyone. Before I get started with introducing our keynote speaker, I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Kelly Dempsey. And her vision to ensure that this program continued, and thank you, Kelly. All right. At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Stella Cicarone. Stella is a passionate marketing leader, strategist, and mentor dedicated to empowering women in business. She has led marketing and public relations initiatives for some of the world's most recognizable brands, including Martha Stewart, Emeril Lagasse, Sur La Table, Party City, and The Children's Place, overseeing large brand campaigns and leading high-performing teams. But beyond the numbers, her greatest passion lies in lifting women up, fostering leadership, and creating opportunities for the next generation of women executives. And most exciting for us, Stella holds a bachelor's degree in business administration marketing from Berkeley College. Most recently, Stella founded her own small business, Stellar View Events, focused on party planning, balloon and floral decor, along with custom cakes, cookies, and sweet buffets. Before we begin the fireside chat part of our program, I would like to invite Stella to the podium for a special awards presentation. The Women's Empowerment Award was established in 2021 to recognize the entrepreneurs, business, and community leaders who have generously shared their career advice, personal experiences, and journeys to success to help our students reach their goals. Stella, as a Berkeley College alumna, your involvement in today's event opens doors to aspiring entrepreneurs in our community by giving them the opportunity to find mentors, gather inspiration, and see women in prominent positions across the professional landscape. We sincerely thank you for being here today, and I would like to present you with this award.
You. Is it okay if I give a speech to accept the award? Sorry, I'm going off script here, but I just wanted to, because I came to Berkeley College and had such a good experience, this really is such a full circle moment for me. I told many of you that as I was driving in, I got a little emotional because I'm like, wow, I haven't been back since 2004, and so much has happened while I was here at Berkeley. So one notable thing, I was here during 9/11 when the actual 9/11 attack happened. I was in my classroom with Dr. Margaret Biner, who I love, and I consider her a very personal mentor, and I still keep in touch with Dr. Biner, and she's an amazing person. But that's one of the notable things, and I will forever like remember just Berkeley and how everyone just came together and embraced one another, and the staff and everyone just really took care of everybody, and during such a terrible tragedy. A lot of fun things happened as well. I was in a commercial, fun fact. I was in a Berkeley commercial, and I came here for my associates and my bachelor's, and I had such a great experience. And I have to say that my education here really set me up for success because I was learning from business leaders from all over the world. And a lot of people can't say that, you know, they go to different colleges around the world and around the country, but they don't really have business, like true business leaders. And so that's really what set Berkeley apart from everybody else. And so I have very fond memories of Berkeley. In fact, I may do my MBA program here. We'll see. But no, so just a quick speech, just to say that I'm deeply honored to receive this award. It is a full circle moment, and it's this recognition means so much to me. And it's a reminder of where it all began. It gave me the foundation to believe that creativity and business could coexist, that strategy and storytelling are equally important, powerful tools for building something meaningful. Throughout my career, from leading marketing initiatives for iconic brands like Martha Stewart to launching my own business recently, this past spring, I decided to start Stella Review events because I've always loved making things beautiful and creating fun experiences for people that are celebrating life's precious moments and occasions. And so that really has fueled me. And I've learned the true entrepreneurship that starts with passion. It always starts with passion, no matter what. You have to love what you do. And it created a creative outlet that really began to build upon the brand and bringing people together. The award is not just mine, it belongs to every woman who's ever taken a risk, starting from scratch or turned a dream into something tangible. To every student at Berkeley today, know that your education is your launch pad. The lessons you're learning, the people you're meeting, and the courage you're building will take you further than you can ever imagine. I mentioned Dr. Margaret Biner. As I mentioned, I still keep in touch with her, and every now and then I'll reach out to her and ask her a question, or she'll reach out to me and say, "Hey, congratulations! I'm here for you if you ever need anything." And that really will live with me forever, and I love that. To the faculty and mentors who invest in the next generation of leaders, thank you for nurturing curiosity, confidence, and courage to think differently. To my family, colleagues, and community, unfortunately, my family could not be here because sports got in the way with kids, everything. So that's fine. They're off to tennis and football, so no problem. But thank you for the unwavering support and always reminding me of why I do what I do. Entrepreneurship is not a straight path. It's a journey of evolution. It has its ups, it has its downs. And tonight, as I accept this award, I'm reminded that every challenge, every pivot, and every small win is a part of something extraordinary. Thank you, Berkeley College, for empowering me to dream boldly and build fearlessly. I am truly honored. Thank you.
Sure. Absolutely. All right, so Stella's going to take her seat, and I will introduce who will be conducting the fireside chat with her, who is Kenny Babadelis, our Senior Director of Marketing and Communication. I have heard Kenny in her role as the co-host of the Teach Me Something podcast presented by Berkeley College and iHeart Podcast. She is also an entrepreneur and is CEO of Della's Management, a boutique firm providing strategic solutions for brand and marketing development. So, Okay, take it away.
Good, how are you?
We have legs
Oh,
today.
thank you.
We're off soon. We have legs. It's a great day.
It is a great day.
So what are some key elements that make a brand truly stand out?
So first off, you have to have a purpose, right? So a brand has to set you apart from everybody else. It has to start with passion, as I just mentioned during my acceptance speech. But you have to have passion. You have to create something that you truly love to do and that helps other people's lives, whether it is something that helps at home, helps with children, helps you feel better, look better, beauty, whatever industry it is, you have to have that passion. You also have to have your identity and you have to stay true to the identity. So something that is a big mistake for brands is to go off path with identity. And so branding, even down to things like brand colors, and logos and brand voice are so important. And, you know, if you, let's say, look at a bunch of logos and you take out the names of what they are, you can recognize what they are, right? They're pretty strong brands. You know that the Nike swoosh is Nike, right?
Correct.
And so they're synonymous for who they stand for. And I think that another mistake that brands to do is that they try to attract such a wide audience, and you're not going to appease everybody, right? Your brand isn't going to be something for everybody, but it's okay. You have to identify what sets you apart from everybody else. What are the ways to be able to get to those people that you're trying to attract, and then building a community at the end of the day so that they can advocate for you, and that's going to bring that loyalty that you need to let your brand thrive.
Love that. So brand identity, right? Key takeaways. Also, know your audience, your differentiators within your product lines and the solutions to that audience as well, right? So out of the many brands in your repertoire, is there a campaign that always sticks with you?
Yes, so I was the head of marketing and PR for Martha Stewart for a long time, almost 7 years. And anybody that knows Martha, so whatever you see on TV, you have to go 1,000 layers deeper than what you actually see, right? Now, Martha is the first self-made billionaire. She is amazing at everything she does. Every thought that pops in her head starts with passion. It's always a place of passion. And so her whole mantra was to make things easier for whoever was using her product. So as you know, she spanned across, you know, cookware and bakeware, gardening, pet, CBD, wine, you name it. She's in that space. And she was the epitome of what it means to have a brand voice and brand consistency. A big part of my job was to have to sit with her and review every single piece of photo, every brand, every packaging, every color, everything that we did. And I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely like, God, like what, you know,
She likes the process.
what is going on? Like, why can't I just do my job? But then I came to realize it's her brand. She built it. It's important for her to make sure that everything is consistent, on brand, on voice, and that is what made her brand what it is today. And so now when people go to a store, you know, whether it's, you know, Home Goods or Macy's or Amazon, whatever it is, and they're buying a Martha Stewart product, they know they're getting quality. She didn't just sign her name off on anything that was put out there. It took us about 3 or 4 years to create a pet food line because she refused to put fillers into the pet food. And so she had a conviction. And so this doesn't just go for Martha, it goes for businesses big and small. You have to stick to what your passion is, stay true to who you are, and never waver from that. Never. So, you know, that's what I would say about
Build that trust.
yes, you
Right?
have to
purchase
build
her
that
products,
trust.
you purchase her.
Absolutely.
We love that. So that's the positive note. But the
Positive.
negative note to startups is that we struggle,
Yes.
right? Many of us have limited budgets. So what brand strategies are we able to attack that makes a larger impact without breaking the bank?
Sure. So I'll give you an example because I'm in this right now. So I just built my company this past spring and it's small. It's a pretty small company. I don't have the big marketing budget that everybody else has. So I started out basically doing events for family and friends. And that's how I built my content. And very early on, I knew what I wanted to stand for. I knew what my brand colors were going to be, my brand voice. I built my own website. I do my own social media. I, photograph my own stuff, and I have a certain look to the way that I want all of my content to be. Again, doing it on a shoestring budget. I don't have the budget to be able to hire a digital agency. And quite honestly, they're not going to take me at that point. And that's okay, because over the years, I've garnered so much experience that I literally could roll my sleeves up and do it myself. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm taking matters into my own hands. So I was doing events for people, for friends and family. And then what happened was they started telling others and others and others. And that's how you build your audience, build your network. Now I'm starting to do a lot of testing and learning on Meta. So on Facebook and Instagram, I'm doing testing on TikTok, which I was so scared of TikTok for the longest time, but it's actually quite easy. And it's very cost effective actually to boost your videos on TikTok. But it's testing and learning, right? So even with a small budget, check to see what works for you. So it's important to build awareness. And then, once you kind of build your awareness, it's consideration. So people start to consider you because they've seen you before and in different campaigns. And then it's conversion. And people start to build that trust in you because they see the content you're putting out there, like, wow, she has good reviews. She has beautiful content. She knows what she's doing. And so that's how my brand is building. Now, it's very small, but it's going to take years. And I know this. And so I encourage all of you who plan on starting a business. It's rewarding in different ways. Monetarily, probably not, not right now, but it'll get there. And I believe it'll get there. There's days where I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Well, why bother?
Yeah.
But you stick to it and it'll grow and grow and grow. And it's just, you have to have a passion for it and love what you do.
Well, what's the saying? If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
That's true.
Well, I don't know, because we work pretty hard as entrepreneurs, but yeah, that's a good one. So with the landscape, right now with social media marketing, digital marketing, we have all of these AI tools, right? Artificial intelligence,
Yes.
and they do help streamline processes
They
and
do.
do things on a quicker way. There's debate on that. Do you feel that AI enhances creativity in marketing and branding, or do you think that it risks diluting the messaging voice?
So first off, it's just a tool and it should be treated like a tool. It should not be treated as a human because it's never going to be a human. You have to have that human intuition, and AI is not going to know your brand the way you do, right? So the ways that marketers and me personally use AI is if I'm developing, let's say, a campaign and I want to reach a certain audience, I will ask AI, give me all the attributes, all the parameters, and what are the keywords that I need to be including. Also coding. So as I mentioned, I built my own website. Search engine optimization is super important because what happens is the more SEO optimized your website is, and you have Google crawling your website, the less you have to spend theoretically in marketing budget, right? So, I always hired agencies, and yes, I knew a lot about SEO, but I wasn't always the one rolling up my sleeves and doing SEO, in all these companies that I've been with. Plus they had pretty big brand awareness where we didn't have to worry so much about search engine optimization. Well, AI gives me the ability to give me code for me to actually put into my website. so that Google can crawl my website. Now, I am not a coder by any means. I find it super boring. But I commend the people that actually know, JavaScript and all of that, but I don't. And so it allows me time to be able to focus on creating beautiful content, and reaching out to prospective clients of mine. And it basically makes time for more of the creative thinking. So AI is kind of in the background. It's also good for looking through files. So if you did a campaign, a long time ago and you can't quite remember where you saved the file, AI is great for that. If you want to look through a legal document and not have to read through a 50-page legal document, AI is great because you could say, give me the section in this legal document that tells me about X, Y, and Z. So it's more like a helper and a tool, and it's not to be substituted for an actual person.
And shout out to Michael Kidness, the chair of our big program who had us coding.
Oh, you guys coded.
In website building in undergrad, it was such a lovely time because
Yes.
as marketers, let me just say. But no, and now there's GEO, right? We spoke about search engine optimization. There's generative
Yes.
engine optimization for
Yes.
AI because ChatGPT is now being used as a search engine.
Yeah.
So
So
I agree.
Something I
It's a
would say
tool.
too when it comes to creative. So photo shoots are very costly. I have managed photo shoots, on a very small budget from like $5,000 to basically $200,000. And where I think it could help businesses is SKU photography. So as companies get new products to put up on their websites, it costs money, and so they are hindered by the ability of how quickly they can get imagery of product. I would say, the campaign itself of a seasonal launch should be done with people and should be done on site, done right. Again, it all goes back to the integrity of your brand and your voice. Bless you. Where AI generative comes in is the smaller things like product descriptions and product imagery. It's super easy to be able to change a color. Like they didn't have that not too long ago. So I think that spend more money and time and resources on creating a beautiful creative campaign that is going to draw your customer in, and use AI for more of the smaller things like the product descriptions and the product imagery, and things like that.
I like that. So we are marketers. So let's get into KPIs and data.
Love KPI.
Key point indicators. How do you measure brand success beyond sales or social media metrics?
So honestly, success to me, and again, it's not tied to any financials. It's tied to brand advocacy and will people recommend you in a room when you're not there, right? So I have people reaching out to me like, hey, you did a party for so-and-so. I love what you did. I was there. Can you do the same for me? And so I know that I am succeeding in what I'm doing. Very small scale, but still that kind of builds, right? It'll snowball and get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's very cyclical. It all goes back to your brand integrity and your passion. And so success is a lasting impression on your customers and people that aspire to live like your brand. So, people that are doing a good job of this is, Netflix does a great job of a full 360 campaign. It's a lot of experiential, right? Happy Gilmore came out not too long ago. My son loves Happy Gilmore. We made him, he's going to be Happy Gilmore for Halloween. He doesn't like it, but he's going to be Happy Gilmore. Yeah. And we love the costume, but it's super easy. But Netflix did such an amazing job because they partnered with Callaway on a golf club that was like the hockey stick that he uses in the movie, right? And there were so many different aspects of Happy Gilmore that made it a 360 campaign. I also think Glossier does a great job, Aloe. People aspire to wear aloe, right? It's all about the lifestyle. I also think that high-end brands like Gucci, things are very experiential now. It's not about the handbag. It's not about the clothing. It's not about the shoes. They're opening up these more of these experience cafes. Louis Vuitton's doing it.
Yeah.
Lacoste is doing it. I went to the US Open with my family. My daughter plays competitive tennis. And so we go to the US Open every year, and just the things that they've been doing with their brands are just amazing. And it's like, everybody wants to play tennis. You know, you might not be good at it, but they want to play because of how these brands have come so far along with creating these beautiful collections. And Ralph Lauren is another great example of that. Like, let's face it, the Christmas theme this year is Ralph Lauren. That's the theme this year, right? So everybody wants to aspire to have Ralph Lauren in their home. So that's what I mean by a lasting brand. That to me is success at the end of the day.
Well, product placement is one thing, right?
Yes.
So we all want our product front and center, but it's really the power of storytelling.
Yes.
What story are we telling? An image says 1,000 words. What does that look like? And when we look at branding and storytelling, what unique perspectives or strengths do you feel women bring to the forefront?
I think that women are just natural storytellers. They're very intuitive as well, and they could read the room very well. They could read their customers. Not that men can't, but I think that women are a little better at it. And women empower other women to really help bring ideas to the table. And so I've had young women and men, but young women work for me that I still keep in touch with. And it was always so important to me to have them at the table, like, giving ideas. And so I think that it's equally important, like big ideas lead to, big success. And yeah, that's what I would say.
I love that. So we have many women in the room today, women future leaders and business entrepreneurs here. So what piece of advice would you give to your younger self that you feel would have been great?
Okay, so it would be, you're not going to become a millionaire overnight. I left college like, I'm going to make X amount of dollars a year. Like, no, that's not the case. You got to start from from the bottom, right? You have to start from the bottom with any job that you have. You have to build your way up, and you just like, you're marketing a brand, you're marketing yourself. You are a brand. You're a walking brand every single day. And so the way you display yourself and the way you treat people, the way you act, the way you come across in meetings, the way you listen to others, is all a part of building your brand. And so it takes time. These things take time, but as long as you stay true to who you are and you speak your truth always, don't worry about opinions, right? People will get over it. They always do. You will build something bigger and you'll have everlasting success in anything that you do, because you're going to be happy at the end of the day that you spoke your truth. And nothing's worse than having to, be at the table and not being able to voice your opinion, right? So just do it. Like, voice your opinion. Who cares? Like, ask for forgiveness later. You shouldn't have to ask for forgiveness. But yeah, voice your opinion and know that you will get there. You have to kind of build your way up there and just take on more than you're supposed to. So ever since I was a marketing coordinator at Bare Necessities, which actually this company had placed me in, again, Dr. Biner was friends with the CEO and she placed me in that job, and that really kind of catapulted my career. I was there at every meeting. I was, talking, but the thing is I listened and I didn't ask questions. Like, I asked a lot of questions and I didn't insert myself until I had all the facts and I knew exactly whatever we were talking about and whatever I thought I was saying, it had to add value. If it didn't add value to the conversation, I didn't say it. That's the thing. You also have to make sure that you fully understand. And even all the way up to when I was a CMO at Roman and Williams, I never like to go into a role making decisions. I like to at least take 2 to 3 months of learning every person in the organization. Who is your customer? What are those KPIs? What's the goal? What are we trying to do? Who are we trying to be? And then I start to insert myself and to start to make decisions. Don't speak just to speak, right? You need to learn and listen and then really come to the table with those ideas.
Okay. What is the greatest resource that has helped you along your career path?
Connections. So I would say I have been fortunate to have many women mentors and men in my career. And so I've been able to lean on them for things like job opportunities and different advice for different circumstances and things like that. So you may meet someone today and think, oh, you know, it was great to meet so-and-so. I really have no use for them. That's not the case. You never know when you're going to need someone's help in the future. You may go into an industry that you have never been a part of, you know nothing about. And again, it's like really you're surrounding yourself with people that have the knowledge that you need to make you a better person overall, but also a marketer, a business owner, whatever it may be.
This has been like a micro mentorship session, and I'm here for it. We were speaking about
Thank you.
the power of mentorship and what it means, and I'm just in awe of everything you've been saying. I'm
Thank
like,
you.
yes, I understand. So if you could give every female entrepreneur one actionable branding tip to implement today, what would that be?
Identify what is your purpose. So what are you trying to solve for, right? So it all has to come back to what do you love to do? And if you are sticking to what you love to do, it's easy for you to come up with a purpose, right? And so, you know, my purpose, as I mentioned earlier, was to help people, you know, be able to celebrate everyday's life moments and occasions in a beautiful, you know, a beautiful way. So starting with your purpose, and then, you know, that should be your groundwork, and then kind of building upon that after that, I would say. Thanks. Thank you.
No, you've just been dropping gems the whole time. So confidence, values, consideration, self-awareness, listening, right? And then
Yes,
bundle that up, and that starts the foundational process of your story,
exactly.
which is who you are, what you want to emulate.
And everything will come easy. If you have a passion and you have a purpose, when you create content, like when I say content, meaning you know, your copy, like your verbiage, like things that you want to stand for, your brand identity, it's gonna come so easy to you. Because you know what you want to stand for. So it really it starts from the ground up.
You know who you are.
And you know who you are,
But
exactly.
there's always time to reinvent yourself. I'm a fan of a rebrand.
Yes.
So don't feel pressure. We can reinvent ourselves every so often.
Yes, for sure.
And with that, we are going to open it up to the audience for any questions.
My question is, there are a lot of other creatives and marketing businesses here. One thing that I'm sure a lot of people have on their mind or struggle with is creating a standout campaign. Everyone's looking for their cocktail moment. What's your internal thought process on creating a standout campaign?
Well, I think staying true to your brand identity, but doing it in a way that is gonna reach people and create a wow factor. So I think, you know, coming up with different ideas of how do you stay true to the brand, but then also do it in a way that's super compelling and is going to differentiate you in the market. I'm also a big fan of qualitative and quantitative research of when you come up with these ideas before actually putting it out into the market, doing a survey. And it doesn't take a lot of money to do it. Like I've used SurveyMonkey while I was at Martha many times. Like whenever we wanted to, let's say, create a new product or a new brand. So we had a good, better, best strategy. We had Martha Stewart every day. We had as our value brand. Then we had Martha Stewart, and then we had Martha by Martha Stewart is our premium brand, and it was supposed to compete, it competes with like All Clad. And we did a lot of research on what was really going to stand out for people, and they wanted to hear from her. So we decided to shoot up at her farm in Bedford, New York, and she got on camera and she used her own cookware and she showed her own apparel and her own gardening tools. And before we put it out into the public, we shared the packaging, the colors, the content with audiences that were ours, but then it was also important to find lookalike audiences of people that we wanted to try to acquire and see what they felt about it. And we made a lot like modifications from it. So I definitely encourage you to tap into your own audience, but then go beyond your own audience, because your own audience might be biased and they may say, it looks great, it's awesome. But you really should go beyond that. You want the good and the bad and the ugly to be able to fine tune. And so I've used SurveyMonkey, tap into your own email, like your own CRM program, to be able to reach out to, loyal followers, but then people that have attrited, that haven't shopped with you in a while, that haven't bought your product. Because maybe this wow campaign is going to get them to come back. So data is all I can say. Yeah. Sure.
With your experience working with Martha Stewart, what is something that you gained or took away from working with her?
The number one thing that I took away was brand, the power of brand, for the reasons that I had mentioned earlier, that we could not sway from that Martha Blue. And I know you guys all know what the Martha Blue is. And even when we were creating different renditions of her product, and her branding, we always had to make sure everything was on brand. We had a lot of licensees. So we were the licensor, and we had licensees that developed and manufactured different types of products. So apparel, gardening, pet, you name it. We had a licensee that did it. Now they're very quick to want to make money, right? They just want to get it into Walmart, get it into Sam's Club, get it into, on Amazon or Wayfair. And they don't want to go through the motions of actually making sure that everything is on brand. Now, not just the logo and the packaging, but also the brand storytelling, the photography needs to be on brand. And they hated working with us. I used to get so many emails from people like, why can't you just push this through? And I'm like, I'm not going to push it through. Like that's not the way we work. Like you have to stick to the brand. You have to stick to the voice. And so because of that, and she really drilled it into my head, I have become so cognizant of how important brand identity is. So that's the biggest takeaway for me from that experience. You had a question.
Yes, I'm an attorney and I'm mostly in the service industry. Whereas listening to you, I feel like there's so much emphasis on products that people can see. So the principles that you're talking about, do they apply to like service industry? And if not, what would be a good branding? Because for me, I'm thinking, is branding just colors and maybe logo? It's more than that.
It's more than that.
Yeah, so for service industry, what would that look like?
So whatever I said about product applies to service. So what I do now is a service, right? I mean, even though I deliver tangible products, I'm still a service to a lot of people. It's not just about your logo and your colors. It's about your brand voice. It's your approach to how you work with your customers. And it's, customer service. It is your brand imagery, your things that you put out there that market your service have to have your brand voice. And so all of these things combined with the human side of things, of how you treat your customers is all a part of brand. And that applies for anything, any kind of product, service, whatever it is, it applies to every kind of industry and everything in there.
Would you recommend for companies to always have like a strategist or like a marketing officer?
Well, I think it depends. So, you have to have a strategy, right?
Sure.
And first you have to have the groundwork. What do you want to do, right? What is your purpose? What is your service or product going to do to set you apart from everybody else, right? And what do you want to stand for? Once you kind of feel good about that, then you have to identify who's your customer. And then from there, you build the strategy. Okay, now that I know I have a customer, I have a service that I feel good about, that I know that I can thrive in and I can do a really good job and get those reviews at the end of the day. What is my strategy? Like, where are my customers, right? Because you can't appeal to everybody. So there's so many tools online on, Facebook and Meta and even TikTok, where you can apply so many different parameters based on geographic location, age, demographic, hobbies as well. So, there's a lot that you can do, and then same thing with Google Ads too. You can get very granular in the audience that you're trying to appeal to. The whole spraying and praying approach is gone. It was gone a long time ago. If you guys remember, brands back in the 80s and 90s used to spend a ton of money on print collateral and used to go to like everybody's homes, right? And I'd be like, oh, why am I getting this? Like I'm so not a customer. And it wasted billions of dollars, I'm sure, of it. It's not the way things are anymore. You have to have a strategy in place, and you have to know the customer you're trying to get to, right? To build your success, and who's going to be able to get the most use out of the service and product that you're trying to put out there. And how do you get to them, right? What's the best way of doing it? And a lot of times it could be through your community. It could be your connections. It could be on social media, on different blogs. There's different, groups on social media that are free. Like you can post in your geographic, in your town. Like we have a bunch of different groups that I use all the time that I post to. So you just have to start out small, right? And as you kind of build your business, then you can do a little bit of testing and learning with money. But I would say don't invest any money in anything unless you really know like what you're doing and what you want your goal to be at the end of the day. Is it creating awareness? Do you want to drive people to your website? Do you want them to buy a product? Because each of those things I just named is a different strategy. So that's important.
Other questions?
I have a question, just bear with me as I try to express it.
Sure.
So Martha Stewart is the original influencer.
Yes.
And,
She made that very clear, by the way, when I tried to hire influencers, and she was like, absolutely not. I am the original influencer. But then after a while, she was fine with it.
I'm glad she did, because she has built an incredible empire, and her brand is well known, not only with products, but she provides some sort of service by teaching her audience on how to replicate what she does.
Yes.
So I am the founder and owner of Light Maintenance Candles, and it is a soy-based candle brand that offers quality aromatherapy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And it's been a struggle. Entrepreneurship is not an easy path, as you mentioned. My question is, I see so much content of faceless like products, no face, no face. I feel as though perhaps there's a disconnect by not showcasing myself as often in campaigns or content. Is there like a rule of thumb for this? I know Martha just, led the way with this, but for someone like myself, Is there anything you can suggest with, is there like a rule, 50-50, product face, show my face every now and then? I'm having a hard time with that branding aspect.
Yes, so my advice to you is show your face a lot. And when you show your face, really talk about why you created this soy-based candle that you created, right? There's the fact that there's not a lot of chemicals, right? And it's healthy for, you know, the environment, the people, like, you know, your family. Actually, fun fact, Martha never used scented candles because she thought they caused cancer. So she never used hand sanitizer. She didn't eat those carrot sticks that, you know, were pre-cut in the thing. And that's who she was, you know, so she wanted to create her own fragrance. And it was all natural ingredients. And so when people hear that of why you're creating this candle that has these natural ingredients, people will spend the money and they'll know that it's coming from a place of, well, you know what, she's right. Why am I spending money on these candles that have all these chemicals in it when I could be, you know, investing in these soy candles that are better for me, my family, and the environment? So you have to be your own brand advocate and storyteller, or else you're not going to be set apart from anybody else. I always like to say that, like you see a lot of brands on Amazon, right? It's like these one-off brands. They have a ton of reviews, and they don't really have like brands. It's like these no-name brands, and you're like, oh, it's pretty cheap. I guess I'll buy it, right? But when people are wanting to buy something, they want to look at the reviews, but they also want to know where it's coming from, and they want to know it's a reputable brand. I always say that if you're selling on Amazon, let's say, it's always important to have your own brand story on your own website, and it's okay to sell on Amazon, but it's important to tell your story on your own website and then also Amazon, because to me, all boats rise, because a lot of times what happens is people will go on Amazon and they'll do research on the brand, and they'll say, let me do a little bit more research, and then they'll go on the brand website, they'll read the story, they'll read the reviews, they'll try to buy it there. If they can't get free shipping, they'll go to Prime on Amazon, and then they buy it on Prime, but it's okay because you're still making money, right? And that's another thing. It's like you always want to be where your customers are. And so I would say put yourself out there, create your own stories, set up TikToks, go on Instagram, talk about why you created this candle and what makes it so amazing. Sure. Good luck.
Hi, thank you so much for your amazing conversation. So my question is about your everyday responsibilities in terms of like time management, managing your organization, your company. Could you give some entrepreneurs here some tips on what you do to stay centered?
Sure. So that's a great question. So I do have a 1.5-year-old. So it's interesting. I have a 16-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old who was a total blessing child. And so a lot of my time goes to family things. So I've been in corporate America a long time. I unfortunately have missed a lot of big things. Like I've missed plays, I've missed, tennis matches and football games and things like that. So for me to be balanced and happy in what I'm doing, I need to be able to have the time management like you're talking about. So my day is pretty regimented. I wake up, spend time with my daughter, give her breakfast. She goes down for a nap, and then I'm in my office and I'm putting in SEO keywords and terms and, trying to return phone calls with prospective clients and trying to do everything I can to build my website and looking at the analytics from the day before. And so I have that set time. And then she will wake up, and then if I have an event that I have to do the next day, I'll have her there next to me, and I'll be doing whatever I need to do, whether it's baking a cake or blowing up balloons or putting together, floral centerpieces, whatever it is. I have a lot more work-life balance now than I ever did, and I'm very happy about that. but you have to make time every day to build what you love. And you have to be consistent with how you're using your time.
So thank you so much.
That's
for
it?
dropping So
I
many
can go
gems
all
and
night.
so much knowledge. Thank you all for being here with us. And I think Kelly's signaling for a raffle. She has the bowl.
Yes, here.
All right, thank you so much, Pennington. Stella, can we give them another round of applause? So quick story, I interviewed Stella, I guess it was 3 years ago for our alumni spotlight page of the website, and something about her just stuck in my head because I said, she's so impressive, we have to get her back here. So I'm very pleased we finally got you back here. It was wonderful. I'm sure everyone learned a lot. I learned a lot. So before we close, we have some Berkeley College gear and some bottles of lovely wine in the back. Amirin had to duck out, but she thanked everyone for who signed up for her email list. And we are going to call 5 prizes, and if we call your prize, I'm going to send you back to Kara and you can pick something off the table. First, we have 584-2919. 584-2919, going once, going twice. All right. 584-2937. 584-2937. Going once, going twice. Come on. 584-2930. All right, that's good. We got one. All right. 584-2922. I didn't plant that one, I promise. 584-2934. All right, that's fast. 584-2933. 2933. 584-2921. 2921. No. 584-2920. That one. We're getting down there. 584-2948. 2948. 584-2939. And then what do we have, Karen? One more? One more? Yeah. 584-2929. Good number. All right, she was waiting. All right. Before we close, I just want to say a big thank you to our Berkeley team who helped us put together this event tonight. Information Systems, Buildings and Grounds. Julia Hutchinson, our graphic design chair, helped us print all of these beautiful posters out over here. Our marketing and communications team, especially Cara Daniela, who survived her first year without a today. And Sam Morning, who's our graphic designer who designed this year's marketing materials. Our career services and alumni relations team, who helped us with everything from the music to bartending. Thank you, Lynn. Our student interns and volunteers. We have 3 marketing interns that have been very helpful for this event. Our campus operating officer, Letitia Gaines, for opening her campus to us. And we have a lot of food left. Our on-campus catering food provided food, and there are to-go boxes. So bring some food home to your husbands or your wives or whoever is hungry, your kids, your babysitter. Yeah, so once more, thank you to our sponsors and our partners, and thank you all for being here tonight.